Okay, this has to be the final room. This has to be it. Yeah, this is it. There's Rentar-Ihrno. Alright, I'm going to recast all our spells. Actually, I'll also summon Divine Host. One of those. Okay. At last you have tracked down Rentar-Ihrno again. She fled to the most remote hostile lands of Avernum and set up powerful defenses. And you found her again. As before, when you get closer to her, you sense her rage and power, but now for the first time you feel her fatigue, and a sense of futility. She did not expect that things would turn out this way, but she is still defiant. Once again, you hear her voice in your mind. So, you are here again, but I am ready. Even in this form I can learn. This time I am sure that I will destroy you, and then I will find a new home, and I will regenerate. Regenerate? What do you mean? I mean that I will find another cave, out of the way, where nobody will look. It will take 3 days to regain my power, 3 more to make servants, a week to burrow out a lair, and then my campaign begins again. More creatures, more infiltrators. You will never be rid of me, never escape my vengeance. There must be some way to settle this futile war without more fighting. I... For a moment you sense Rentar's resolve weaken. Just for a moment. But it's farther than you've gotten before. That is what you said when we met before. Is it possible? It is possible for us to find another way. Otherwise you will have to fight forever. Rentar is silent for a moment. You can feel her thinking. You sense her fatigue increasing. It is true, isn't it? To struggle against the multitudes. Unending struggle. Never. No, I will not give in. I can still win. Yes, I must be possible. So what now? It has to be this way. I knew that all hopes of tranquility and rest were lies. The war, it is all that is left for me now. I am prepared. Soon for one of us the struggle is over. The platforms in the alcoves around you begin to glow. You see balls of energy begin to form above them. Once again, Rentar has constructed powerful devices to defend her. However, some of the balls of energy start to flicker and fade before they can grow. It appears that your earlier sabotage had some effect. Well, okay then. Time to kill Rentar-Ihrno. He's on his own. Calls forth a warped venati from the bones. Well, okay then. Actually, no. That one is... That wraith... Actually, will lightning do effective? Lightning is effective. At least the machinery we sabotaged worked. Is that a pylon back there? There's a pylon? That's not good. Well, at least we're doing something to him. Rentar-Ihrno begins to glow fiery red. The room grows hot. You can see the crystal building of energy. Soon fire will shoot out in all directions. You hear a screeching noise. It is coming from your belt pouch. You reach inside and remove the red crystal shard you found in the dissolving corpse of the shade you destroyed. When Rentar sees that you are holding the shard, the fires dim slightly for a moment. The shard tries to pull out of your hand. It seems to be drawn to Rentar, but you manage to hold on to it. Break the shard? You shatter the shard. A mist of spectral energy floats up from the fragments and returns to Rentar-Ihrno. You have liberated part of your foe's spirit. It merges with her, restoring her strength. The flames continue to build. Well, that was a poor choice. Let's try holding it. Next time, we'll try holding it up instead. Okay. At least we're doing plenty to it. Come on. Why didn't Liren do anything? There's slow, I suppose that's to be expected. Ah, there's a ball of energy. Going to need to do something about that. There goes that. How about you kill that? Okay, that didn't work. There we go. That worked. Come on. We're doing what we can here. Let's see if we can kill that other wraith, or whatever it is. A new ball of energy is formed. Great. Okay, that one's the Vonnevoy is actually resistant to that. Good to know. Resistant to energy too. Fabulous. This is not working as well as I'd hoped. Summons a rain of fire. All because we did it wrong. He's going to be doing that continually. How is that not working? Come on already. Well, at least we're doing plenty to him. Her, actually. I keep forgetting that it's a she. Rentar-Ihrno begins to glow with an intense blue light. The room begins to get very cold. You can see the crystal absorbing all the energy from this chamber. Soon the air will be lethally cold. You hear a screeching noise. Oddly, it is coming from your belt pouch. You reach inside and remove the blue crystal shard you found in the dissolving corpse of the shade you destroyed. When Rentar sees that you are holding the shard, her glow dims slightly for a moment. The shard tries to pull out of your hand. It seems to be drawn to Rentar, but you manage to hold on to it. Hold up the shard? How dare you? That is mine! I cannot! The blue glow dies down. Rentar appears to be unable to draw heat from you without risking the destruction of the shard. Well, there we go then. Okay. You focus on that, I suppose. Keep going. We're lowering him. If only I hadn't done that with the fire shard. All that leaves is a poison shard, I think. This is working. Rentar-Ihrno begins to glow with a sickly green light. The room begins to fill with a poisonous green mist. Soon there will be no air left to breathe. Hold up the shard! The green glow dies down. Rentar appears to be unable to fill the air with acid without risking the destruction of the shard. Okay, so the fire, we weren't able to do anything about. But this is working. Actually, no. Make it... Oh, that worked. We've almost got him. We're very close. I think he's about to die. She's about to die. Almost. Once she moves, I think that'll be it. Really? How? She should be dead. How is she still alive? She had no health left. One of the unusual qualities of the crystal souls is that they can't help but broadcast their feelings and thoughts to those nearby. Thus, Rentar-Ihrno doesn't need to tell you that she has exhausted her reserves of energy. You can feel it. Your assaults have weakened her. She is starting to examine her options for flight. But part of her is holding back. Part of her does not want to flee. She is desperately tired and she misses her people. She doesn't want to struggle anymore. You. Yes, you can feel it. You are defeating me. This time. But I learn, I grow. Next time I can win. Yes, I can. I have given you chance after chance to reach a peaceful solution. Will you at least consider another way? Rentar is silent for a long moment. The machinery to either side is still. You can feel that something is different. At first, you think that in her weakness and solitude, Rentar-Ihrno has finally reached the limits of her strength. I am alone, and I miss my people, and I have fought so long. Lost respect, my body, lost my life. I have lost my life. Return to the Venati. After all you have done for them, they will forgive you. They will not forgive, not after what I have done, but if all is to be ended, I wish it to be there, in my home. And perhaps they will just banish me to the dark rivers. It has been done before. So this is the end. I will submit. I am proud of how I have fought. There is honor in that, if in nothing else. Then everything grows dark and misty around Rentar-Ihrno. She is magically transporting herself. It would not be difficult to disrupt the spell, but you sense the sincerity in what she was saying. She fades slowly. Then she is gone. She has returned home. The war has ended. You are alone in the chamber. Okay. Well, not quite alone. I mean, there's still the other creatures out here. Once we finish them off, we'll be alone. Now that Rentar is gone, the powerful machinery in this fortress is no longer under control. You can hear them in the distance. The machines creak and rumble. Then one by one they start to explode. Already chambers and passages are starting to crumble and collapse. If you don't find a way out of here soon, you may be in great danger. Well, I think I see a way out, but we can't really do anything with these foes around here. That Vonnevoy needs to die. Okay, that's not good. That doesn't really do much. That doesn't do much. Will acid do anything? Acid is effective enough. Kill this Vonnevoy and we can get out of here. Go, Venati allies. Hurry. This place is blowing up. Why do these places always blow up? Seriously. It just always seems to be what happens. Okay. The Venati seems very surprised to have survived the battle with Rentar-Ihrno. She is now primarily focused on finding a way to escape. The stone pylon in the northern alcove seems to have gotten her attention. Rentar-Ihrno's cleverness knew no bounds. You found one of Avernum's teleportation pylons. It appears that she was able to construct one of her own, probably to sneak infiltrators into your forts and cities, or even the castle. When you touch it, it hums to life. It is ready to take you to wherever you want to go. Since staying in this crumbling death trap doesn't seem like a healthy prospect, you stand next to the pylon and concentrate on the castle. Rentar-Ihrno's pylon doesn't seem to be complete, or not entirely functional, or not yet tested. As the fortress crumbles around you and large chunks of fallen masonry narrowly miss you, you cling to the pylon and concentrate, trying to activate it. Finally, as huge cracks appear in the floor around you and crawl slowly to where you are standing, you finally activate the pylon. You disappear. And reappear, up to your waist in stagnant water in a small, dark cavern, with no signs of civilization in sight. After a day of wandering lost in the tunnels, you emerge in the farmland near Myrtus. You enter town and tell the commander your amazing tale. Soon you are part of a large caravan of soldiers marching south to report to the castle. It is a tiring and miserable journey to the castle. There is little time for sleep, or rest of any sort. On the way you learn much of what has been happening. The larger cities are starting to recover from the madness the Shades inflicted. Though your destruction of the Shades did them a great service, they still have a long way to go before they are fully recovered. Also, there have been no sightings of the monsters living in the rivers and lakes for weeks. It is possible that Rentar-Ihrno's power was sustaining them, and that they might be gone now. Anything is possible. Then at last you reach the castle. The haste of your journey prevented such wild luxuries as a bath, a hot meal, and a good night's sleep. Perhaps once you report to King Starrus, you might be able to rest at last. Of course, once you reach the castle, you are shown to the throne room without delay. King Starrus leaves his chambers for the occasion and appears before you in full royal regalia. Your audience is only attended by you, Starrus, his guards, Roan, and Gall-Ihrno. You are asked many questions about what happened to Rentar-Ihrno and her fortress, and you answer them with the best your hunger and fatigue allow. When you tell of Rentar-Ihrno's return to Venati lands, Gall-Ihrno looks very pleased. For us to have brought about the destruction of a crystal soul, even one who was twisted, would have been very difficult to us. Maybe necessary, but painful. But now with work she can be remade, healed. Perhaps our wizards can find a way to cut the mad parts out of her, and make her safe. King Starrus looks disturbed. Well, we can only hope that the Venati do a better job of keeping control of her than they did last time. We do not share your reverence for her. She has killed too many of us for that. It is, I suppose, a good thing to forgive, when possible, and perhaps Rentar-Ihrno can find a way to atone for those she has murdered. But justice has not yet been done. The Venati maintains a calm diplomatic silence. And now we should discuss some of the other difficulties facing our people. Your defeat of the Shades in the cities was a heroic deed. Even if that was all you did for Avernum in your travels, it would earn you a place in the history books. We have already begun to rebuild Blosk. Darman has opened its gates again, and its mayor has emerged from her hiding place. Almaria is justifiably ashamed of its cowardice and paranoia, and travelers may proceed through there unmolested. Also, the word I have received from Silvar and Formello is hopeful. The fear that infected their people is slow to pass, but the northern Avernites are a brave, hardy folk. I am sure they will recover soon. Levitt, my intelligence officer, told me that you helped learn about the Darkside Loyalists, the treacherous secretive group that infiltrated Avernum. And you said that you were able to repel their leader from our lands, this... what was it? Doricus? It is alarming that such a group was able to establish itself so strongly in our lands, and Doricus's words are quite alarming. I will send word to the Empire immediately. We need to develop a plan to deal with them. Your work in this area was very valuable. I will make sure that steps are taken to protect ourselves from these thugs and assassins. Alas, I am confident that we will hear more about them. And at last we have come to you. You have earned a reward for your labors. Of course, I will make sure that you are paid a generous sum of gold, enough to keep you comfortable for the rest of your days. And as you have done a great favor to Avernum, so Avernum will do a favor to you. Whatever path you wish to follow, be it military or political, I will make it happen. Avernum owes you a mighty debt. That debt will be paid. And rest assured that you will be remembered fondly by our people. The kindness you have shown in restoring Rentar-Ihrno to us will not be forgotten. And so you leave the throne room of King Starrus, and you return to your lives. Avernum does, indeed, experience an unusually long period of peace and tranquility. Several years pass without any war at all. The cities of Avernum recover. People who spend their lives in the underworld are not fragile flowers. They shake off the madness of the Shades and return to being their own independent, irritable, basically decent selves. The Spire Fortress is taken, with the help of raiders from Barga. Revelations between the Abyss and Avernum return to the way they are. Not perfect, but basically amicable. The monsters in the dark waters of Avernum leave. Or die. Nobody is ever sure. But soon the boats leave the docks and trade slowly begins to return to normal. The Empire, under the surprisingly calm and stable rule of Empress Prazak, continues to tolerate the independence of Avernum. Nobody knows how long that will go on, but they're determined to enjoy it while it lasts. As for the Venati, not long after you return to Avernum, their envoy goes home. And then, once again, your people hear absolutely nothing from them. What they are doing in their home far below you is a complete mystery. And as for you, you resume your life of adventure. Though it is different now, with all your newfound power, fame, and wealth. You travel, eat well, bask in the admiration of the people, and engage in the occasional heroic deeds. And though it is tempting to relax, you never let your skills fade. Sure, things are peaceful now, but you're confident that it won't last. In Avernum, it never does. And thus ends Avernum 4. You know what? I kind of liked it. There were some parts that were kind of annoying. I mean, plenty of parts that were just slogging through areas that just got really annoying and really bothersome, and I was not a fan. Happened at the end of Avernum 3, there were parts of it in Avernum 4. We did what we could. But, all honesty, at least it ended fairly nicely. I mean, think about it. Rentar-Ihrno is dealt with. No idea what the Venati are doing with her, but she was dealt with. The Shades were dealt with. The monsters in the water, they died on their own. The only bit of unfinished business is Doricus. He escaped, and we probably will see him soon. Possibly in Avernum 5. As for what happened to Nova, Liren, John, and Pyrrha, well, they said they went on their own adventures, but I kind of like to think that some of them went their own separate ways. I imagine John and Pyrrha probably did continue their explorations, adventuring together. Their time together, they may have actually become a bit of a couple, defending each other, keeping each other safe. John healing Pyrrha, while Pyrrha blew away any foes who happened to go for her. Nova? She might have eventually become a guard, settling down in Formello, for all I know, keeping it safe from nearby problems. Or maybe she moved down into Myrtis, working as a guard there, keeping the place safe, stabbing any of the undead that happened to come out of the spiral. Sure, we always try and deal with it, but there's always undead there. And Liren? Despite all he did, he usually tended to stay fairly quiet. I like to think perhaps he went into the Great Cave, started himself a little farm, or maybe in northern Avernum a farm, somewhere he could, retire, be nice and quiet, maybe find someone to hang out with, or just become a sort of monk in a way. It's nice to think about what happened to the adventurers from the last game, even if they did go their own separate ways. But the tale of Avernum is not done. There's still 2 more games to go through. We still have Avernum 5 and Avernum 6. Avernum 5 first, of course, and we shall go into Avernum 5 in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chester44. This has been an Avernum 4 Let's Play, and I shall see you all in Avernum 5.